Okay, let's talk about freighter bugs for a moment here. Now, I was going to do a little bit of a video. Actually, I was just doing screen grabs to show Hello Games in a bug report some of the many problems I've had with the new freighters in the 1.5 update. Stuff like this, being able to see the environmental effects through the ship and everything like that. That's really obnoxious. This only happens when I'm in the atmosphere. But we came upon a new bug, and I just wanted to show you. This is about the 8th time I've reloaded the game. So if it works this time, I'm going to be upset. But let's just see what happens here when I come up here and try to walk into my base. Yeah. That is like the 8th or 9th time that's happened when reloading. I can't get into the base. I can't get into my cockpit because I just fall through the world. I've tried jetpacking to see if there's somewhere I could land. I've tried giving it a long time to load. It just seems completely stuck. So the only thing I can think of to do right now is I'm going to get in my ship and fly away so that I can possibly show all the rest of the bugs that I've been dealing uh, with the freighters since the update. So to do that, we're gonna just go ahead and get in the ship and fly out. And while we're here, I can really... Whoa! Okay. Okay. Well... Not really sure what I'm going to be able to do about this now. I wasn't expecting that. But it seems that my freighter is completely just gone awry in every sense of the word. Huh. And of course that audio glitch. We're gonna try using another ship to get out of there because I've had this problem before, but it doesn't seem like this should be doing this because the other elements that caused that bug before aren't there. So we're gonna try using another ship to get out. Because usually what cause... Oh, no, I didn't even see that. Yep. Yep. I already did a whole video on this bug right here, so... Oh, we're not going to talk about that, but that's why that happened. So yes, we're going to use another ship. Which is interesting because when I landed on this freighter, all my ships were spawned. They weren't... usually that's caused by the ships not spawning when I load the freighter in, but well, this is good. I can show off this glitch here now too. So let's get out here, call the freighter with its wonderful sound glitch, and we're gonna land carefully in the rightmost or leftmost, depending on which way you're looking, landing pad. And as you can see, this was another glitch. I pointed this out in just about every video I've done, but I'm gonna point it out again while I have the chance. And once again, we can still see the atmosphere through the ship, so that's a huge annoyance. But as you can see, none of my ships have spawned, and if you saw the other video, that's what causes that weird glitch where the two ships merge, and when you try to take off, because what you'll do is usually when your ship comes in, those three are full and the first two are full. What I was saying was interesting is when I landed on my freighter, all my ships had spawned, but instead of these two being full, it was the first one and the last one were full, so my ship landed in the middle one because it was the only empty one. But upon reloading my game, all the ships moved around again and landed right on top of my ships. So We're hoping now that I can enter my cockpit. Okay. Alright, so I can get in here now. So that gives me a chance to show the other problems I had with the ship, and that is with storage containers. Storage containers leave these gaping holes in the ship. I know I've already shown all this in other videos, but I really wanted a condensed bug report video for Hello Games to see. I don't know what causes this, and I swear I have built a storage container in an old save that I reloaded when I was testing stuff out, and this didn't happen, but now it just consistently happens. And while I'm on the subject, I need to reload my game of building in the freighter. And I'm not going to edit this, so sorry you have to sit through some loading screens, because I'm just going to upload this one straight. No fancy intros or anything like that. But yeah, I can't build in my ship because of another little glitch, which seems to pertain to the S-Class exotics, namely ones with the big wing above them. And as soon as this is done loading, I can show you. So as you can see, this one in particular, which I call Rufio because of the three mohawks, likes to stick itself right here in the center with its wings sticking up like that. Well, let's go upstairs and try to build something about where that guy is parked. So we'll say we need something kind of small. So let's say like I bet I can build a chair. Something I can build. Something I don't have a lot of material. Oh. Star silk. Ooh. Wait. Okay. So I can build a table. But I'll get into this thing. You'll see here where it's got some red flashes. Actually, you know, a better example would probably be planter boxes. Let's go ahead and nothing's growing in this guy, so we'll delete him. We'll delete him so that I can build one. But it'll get over into some spots where it'll say I can't build. Well, now it's not going to do it. Of course it's not. Because it's only turning red because I'm in the area. But it would sometimes say can't build here because the ship is inside. There, see? Starship inside object. Which clearly isn't the case. And that's not even Rufio, that's some other ship. So maybe it is, but yeah, it'll sometimes say Starship, and it just creates these dead zones that I cannot build anything in. It used to be like this area right here was a no-go, but since the ships keep liking to switch around on me, I think it's just all confused. Also, right here, I couldn't build anything because it would give me that same Starship inside object. So that's another like weird glitch that I wanted to point out. Let me just read through my list here of other things I wanted to talk about. I think that's really it. Oh, except for one, and I think it's going to take some work to do, so I don't think I'm going to be able to showcase it here. I also wanted to note that like some items clip through the walls because the walls have all these texture maps and stuff like that. That's not the worst thing, but it is kind of obnoxious for some items. I also had the problem where it says I have no fuel in my warp drive, which but that's going to be addressed in patch 1.52. I already read the patch notes on that. So let's talk about something else. Now, I already showed you that the storage containers leave a gaping hole in my ship when I build them on the freighter. But let's go talk about them planet side real quick, because there I have my own little problems. I just built my first base right there, and this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler if anybody's following my Let's Plays, but let's be honest, none of you are. I wouldn't. They're boring as heck. But over here, I'm playing around with different ideas for base designs. I'm just mostly experimenting with what's possible. And let me... oh, that's another thing. Hover. Hello, games. A hover mode in an atmosphere would be great. You can stand still in space. It'd be really great if you could just completely stop your ship and stand still in an atmosphere as well. There's so many benefits to that. Because it's sometimes so frustrating to not be able to stop. Hey, while we're here talking about bases, we might as well just cover the rest of this stuff. So I built all the terminals in my base, and this is how all the guys spawned in. They're all like underneath, and there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about that. You can see one of them right there underneath. I think that's the guy for the wheels. Another thing too, this is both a bug report and a warning to anybody who's building their base. If you double up ladders, there doesn't seem to be any way to get off of them. You can sort of jump off, but as you can see, I can't get to the middle layer there, because once I'm locked onto the ladder, I can't stop at a certain point. It either goes all the way or not at all. So if you're going to do a multi-layered base, you can't do the double ladder. So you have to like figure something else out, because that's oh, and now it gives me a prompt to climb ladder, but yet if I get close enough to it, it just automatically, that's just confusing. But yeah, as you can see, my guy, I can actually talk to him. It says his name right there, is not at his desk, and that's because he's down there clipped through the mechanics thing. But I wanted to talk about storage containers, and the storage containers, which I don't even know why I'm inside for that, because that is an outside thing. This is the only way I could build them, is just sitting out here alone by themselves. And you'll note that those are the same storage containers that are on my freighter, and they actually share inventory. So all this stuff, if I go to freighter storage container number 2 on my freighter, it's going to have the same stuff in it. I don't know if that's a bug or a mechanic. I can't say whether I like it or hate it. I kind of like the idea of being able to access this stuff without having to fly all the way back to my freighter every five minutes and having it in both locations. But I also feel like I would like different storage for my base than on my freighter. More storage spaces in this game is always something I'm asking for. You know, I'm going to say it again. You need more than 5 slots in the storage containers. I can't stress that enough. But let's go ahead and delete one of these and show you the problem I'm having, and that is that I was unable to place it anywhere on my base. Everywhere that I tried, so number 2 right here, I can't. It says invalid location everywhere. I know that you're saying, well, it's floating above the air right now. No, because I had a totally different base design where the boxes went all the way to the ground, and it still wouldn't let me build it connected to anything. I tried every possible surface, and the only reason why I say that this is a bug and not user error is because when my cuboid room here was 2 layers and it came all the way down to here, I couldn't place it on any wall except one. There was just one. It's actually, let me get rid of this and try. I think it was this one. This one was the only one I could build it on, and now I can't, but for some reason that was the only spot I could build one in. I could build one, and that was it, and all the rest I couldn't build. And then there's other things, like I can put it on the end of this hallway here, but that's very, um, that's very wasteful. I have to build a hall for everything, and then there's nowhere else that I seem to be able to put it. So the only option that was useful was putting them right here. And no, I can't even build them on top of each other um, to condense space or anything. I can only build them in this line. So I don't know what's going on there, but storage containers are just such the bane of my existence in this game because oh, and I should note too, um, these are all out of order, but you have 0 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I have every one of them except for one. Storage container number 1, I couldn't build at all. It said limit one per base, but I haven't built it on this base. Yes, it's in my freighter, but it's the only one I couldn't build for some reason. So that's why I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to build all of them in both locations. So this is just really, really broken and needs to be figured out. I don't know if it's an issue of not supposed to be able to build these here or what it is. But no matter what, the problem comes down to they're not useful in either location. Because if I build them on the freighter, they leave a big hole in my freighter. If I build them here, I have to put them out in the dirt like this. Like, they just don't seem to work anywhere. And on top of that, I already don't like storage containers because of the 5-slot limit and everything else. So this is just all weird and bugged out and everything like that. So also for some reason I can't build. Well, hey, let's just cover everything. I can't build a ramp platform on this guy. No matter, it says cannot build in valid position, but there's nothing saying why that is. I could build it in other places, but for some reason right here it says invalid position, and I tried a few other sides of this thing and it kept saying that, but then yet over here totally had no problem not only building one but building multiple until they went into the ground. So I don't know. Anyways, but that's just a bunch of the really bad bugs I've noticed in the last day or so after the 1.52 patch. Yeah, the freighter especially, and all those problems I've had since the second Next was released. The biggest one being that that falling through the ship thing that I started with. That's not the first time that's happened, and I assume it's not going to be the last time that's happened. So that whole system just needs to be worked on. I'd love to show trying to buy a new freighter. If you fly into a freighter, like a random freighter floating around space and land on it, it will let you compare. It only seems to happen in the case where you rescue a freighter. If you rescue a freighter from a space battle, it will not let you swap inventories with your ship. It just says except for 0 units, and you click it and it just erases your freighter and replaces it without letting you swap anything. So anything on your freighter is just gone for good. So yeah, so that's something I needed to know. So anyways, that's just a big group of bugs that I really needed to point out because they are actually getting to the point where enough of them together is making the game almost unplayable in a lot of respects. Because there's a lot of mechanics that I gotta keep working around rather than just playing fluidly. So I just wanted to make a note of all that and send this off. So thank you for watching, and hopefully the next video will be more of just fun in the game.